And sure enough, bear got in there.
Well, having a good time inside his little mind. I don't know what's going on with this dude.
What was that?
Every unpredictable camping encounter proves nature rules the wild. Imagine finding a venomous rattlesnake waiting in your truck, or waking to an invisible predator attacking your dog. If nature turned hostile, could you survive? In this video, two men were camping in the forest and seemed to be having a good time. They arrived in their truck, but for some reason they left the doors open while setting up camp. Later, when they got back to the vehicle, one of them jumped straight into the driver's seat without checking inside first. It was something many people might do, but this time there was a dangerous surprise waiting in the truck.
Oh, motherfucker's got in the goddamn truck. Johnny! I got a rattle right between my legs, bro. Come over here real slow. I got a rattlesnake in here. No, I'm not joking, bro. Hey, come grab this motherfucker, dude. Are you shitty? Yeah. All right, bro. Just chill. Real serious. Hands of lightning. Oh, you saved my life, bro. I love it.
A rattlesnake had slipped inside. Rattlesnakes are venomous pit vipers found in the Americas, and their bites are serious medical emergencies. With fast treatment and modern anti-venom, most bites are not fatal, but without medical help, the venom can cause organ failure, internal bleeding, and in rare cases, death within hours. Being far from help makes that kind of encounter even more frightening. Even if someone survives the bite, it can still leave serious damage. In this case, the man was lucky he did not step on the snake when he got inside. His friend also seemed careless for a moment and may have forgotten how dangerous that small animal really was. Thankfully, nothing bad happened, but it is easy to wonder how much worse this could have been if he had sat down just a little differently. A simple recording near Gettysburg slowly becomes disturbing because of sounds no one could find. In May 2012, a strange video was uploaded by a new channel from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The area is famous for the American Civil War, especially the 1863 battle that lasted 3 days and left more than 50,000 casualties. At first, the video looks ordinary. It only shows a wheat field shortly after sunset. But as the recording continues, the strange part is not what appears on screen. It is the distant sound coming from near the woods.
Nora.
Yeah? Yeah?
Come here.
I'm charging my iPhone.
Come here. Can you turn off the call, please? Listen. Yankee Doodle. Yankee Doodle. You're the whistling.
After posting the video, the woman who filmed it explained that it was her first time using a video camera and that the camera belonged to her daughter. They were visiting the battlefield on vacation when she suddenly heard what sounded like military fife and drums. She first thought it might be a reenactment or an event nearby, so she called her daughter, and they walked toward the sound. But no matter how far they went, the music always seemed to stay just out of reach. She said she was not trying to prove anything paranormal. That idea had not even crossed her mind. Later, viewers looked closely at the forest and noticed there were no buildings or visible structures in that direction. Gettysburg does have memorial events and reenactments, but it was already too late in the day, and nothing official was scheduled that night. Still, the music and marching sounds became clearer as they kept searching. They expected to find people behind the trees, but every time they checked, no one was there. After about 30 minutes, the sounds seemed to come from several directions at once with no visible source anywhere. Many locals later shared similar stories in the comments, saying they had also heard distant drums music or marching sounds around Gettysburg without seeing anyone nearby. Maybe the sounds had a natural explanation, or maybe the history of that place made everything feel heavier. But if you lived near Gettysburg, would you believe what you heard or keep looking for a normal answer? Have you ever stood under a tree without checking what was above you? After this video, you might look up every time. A group of people were spending time in a forest in South Africa, standing around beneath a tree. Then someone looked up and noticed something frightening resting above them. It was a massive snake, much larger than anyone expected to see. Instead of keeping distance, a man named Scott decided he wanted to bring it down, because that is what some people think they should do when they find a snake nearby.
我叫一个办法，我要抓。Yeah， 在这个树上抓很难，我要让它下来。What do you think, guys?
往哪趟车去吧？马上跳下来咬咱俩了呗。
Scott. Yeah.
Just get some pictures for the lady as well.
The encounter was both incredible and terrifying. The snake was huge, almost like something from a fantasy movie. It was a 4-meter African rock python. Luckily, this species is not venomous. It is a constrictor, which means it attacks by ambush bites to hold onto its prey and then wraps its body around the animal. Each time the prey breathes out, the snake can tighten its grip. That pressure can stop the body from working properly and may eventually lead to cardiac arrest. These snakes can also kill a human, although that is rare. Only a small number of known cases involve people dying from suffocation or asphyxiation. If that snake had also been venomous, the encounter would have been almost impossible to watch calmly. Maybe Scott was confident, or maybe he simply underestimated how powerful it was. But what would you have done if you looked up and saw that above you? Have you ever wondered what might happen to your camp after you leave it alone in the woods? This couple found out in a way that was both frustrating and frightening. Gitchy Trips is a channel run by a couple who clearly love the outdoors and adventure. Their videos are built around camping, exploring, traveling, and other interesting moments from their lives. They know how to make life feel exciting. One of the most popular series on their channel follows them camping in a hot tent through different seasons, usually in beautiful forest areas. They are careful and take safety seriously because they understand that in the woods, you are never completely alone. In the video uploaded on June 17th, 2026, they returned to the hot tent they had left on their off-grid land. Their plan was to clean up the property, clear some brush, and repair the trail leading to the tent. What started as a calm and peaceful outdoor video soon turned into something much more unsettling.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Look what we're in. I think we're going to try it out anyway.
We hope.
I don't see as much trouble.
We'll see.
We're back from vacation, and we're going to head up to the tent now. Make sure she's not eaten by bears or whatever.
Yeah, we gotta get bug jackets out too.
Yeah, there's one big following us, so hopefully
there's
he
not
fucks
a hat.
So anyway,
Wish us luck.
wish us luck. Oh, I already said that.
Should have took some garbage bags.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any in the tent.
I don't know. We'll see when you open her up.
Oh, we got some lumber.
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, Jesus, there had been something there.
No, what we had was under the fire pit, and the fire pit's tipped over.
Oh my God, so warm.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Prepare
God.
yourself. The flies are coming.
Oh, there was definitely something there. Somebody. I think it was something. So we got a bit of cleaning up.
Okay.
When they arrived, it was obvious that something or someone had been around their camp while they were gone. The good news was that nobody seemed to be there at that moment. At least that was what they hoped. They began cleaning the area, cutting down high stumps, checking the land, and spending time around the property like usual.
Chachi got her new chainsaw. Look out now.
Yeah.
Careful.
Yep.
Woo! She just chopped that one like it was nothing. Most people like flowers and stuff.
Not this girl.
No, she loves the chainsaw.
Friggin' goody bush.
Gooey bushes everywhere.
They did not end up staying in the tent that night. Instead, they decided to leave and head back home. Luckily, that choice may have saved them from a much scarier situation, because something happened while they were away. When they later returned to the tent, they found damage that was hard to ignore, especially because the tent was deep in the woods. It was not just a small mess or a random animal brushing against the fabric.
We got a few fly bites.
Or go to bed.
Yeah, that was the winner.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. Wouldn't for these bug jackets, we'd be killed.
Kind of happy we're not sleeping up here tonight now.
Yeah, the flies are crazy.
She's ripped open.
Holy
Something got in there.
yeah.
Badly, too.
Oh my.
There was definitely a bear.
Well, that's just shit. Well, I got the trail camera to see it. Sake. What in the f?
Oh, he ripped her to shreds.
You goddamn rude you did.
I'm afraid to see if he's still in there.
Oh,
Hey, bear! Hey, bear! It's a good thing we got truck up there. Sleeping bag and everything shredded.
not in there, is he? Oh my Jesus. Well, I suppose it was beer.
What else would it have been this size? We gotta lug all this up the hill. Maybe we should have took side by side down.
Oh, frustrated. Went through the trail cam, and sure enough, bear got in there. So, yeah, we're trying to get everything cleaned out tonight. Save what we can and worry about taking it down after.
After cleaning what they could, they eventually got back into their truck and left the area as night came in. This did not feel like a bear simply being curious. It had torn through the tent and even ripped apart their sleeping bag. That is what makes the situation so unsettling. They had spent the winter there and cooked in that spot many times, so the tent likely still held food smells. Once no one was around, the bear may have taken the chance to investigate. It is hard not to wonder what could have happened if they had been inside when it arrived. In the end, they were safe, but the damage was a clear reminder that the woods are never truly empty. Wargay Bushcraft is a YouTube channel focused on survival and outdoor adventures. The channel became popular early because the creator clearly understands the outdoors and knows what he is doing. His experience shows in nearly every video he uploads. Most of his videos follow camping trips with his dog, which is one reason viewers connect with the channel so much. Their bond is strong, and at times it feels like the dog understands him better than many people would. This video uploaded on May 30th, 2026 is a clear example of that. In this adventure, he traveled deep into a remote forest with thick trees and swampy ground. He had a specific spot in mind where he planned to set up camp. From the beginning, there were signs that wildlife had been moving through the area, but one sign stood out more than the rest. In the first valley where they planned to camp, they found very fresh bear tracks. Since bears had recently come out of hibernation and were likely hungry, he decided it was not a smart place to stay. The last thing he wanted was to run into a mother bear with cubs, so he and his dog moved on to find a safer campsite. They continued toward another area that seemed calmer. After hiking for a while, he picked a spot with a clear view and dead trees around it, making it easier to notice movement nearby. He gathered enough firewood for the night-cooked food and tried to keep strong smells around camp as low as possible. In bear country, attracting attention is the last thing you want. During the trip, he was also sick with a cold, and became extremely tired. After starting the fire and cooking, he lay on his back and fell asleep from exhaustion. But the night was not over. At some point, he woke up to his dog barking. While he was trying to turn on the camera, something attacked the dog about 50 meters away from the campsite. The dog cried out in pain, and he immediately began making as much noise as he could to help scare away whatever was out there. Thankfully, the dog was okay. After the dog made it back to camp, he finally got the camera on. He still did not know what had attacked him. Even if it had been a bear, leaving the campsite in the dark could have been even more dangerous. The fire may have helped, since wild animals can sometimes be confused or discouraged by it, though it does not work every time. The biggest problem was that the dog had been too far from camp when it happened. So they stayed where they were kept. The fire going made it larger and watched the trees for any sign of danger. Dogs can often hear danger before humans notice anything, and in a dark forest that can make them react first. The dog may have heard something nearby and tried to scare it away, but whatever was out there seemed much bigger than him. By morning, they were both safe, but it still makes you wonder if you would feel safer camping alone or with a dog beside you. Nick Beddington usually posts singing videos and small moments from his life with his family. But in a video uploaded on January 1st, 2013, he recorded something very different. While driving his truck, a wolf suddenly appeared in front of him, and he quickly started filming.
There's a wolf right here. There's a wolf right inside my truck.
After the video was posted, viewers debated why the wolf came so close. Some thought it was hoping for food, while others believed it was attracted by smells or sounds from the truck. A few even suggested the wolf may have been interested in Nick himself, especially if it was alone. Most likely the wolf was simply curious. Wild animals can approach unfamiliar vehicles, scents, or noises without meaning to attack. Still, opening the door or trying to touch it would have been a terrible idea. Nick may not have been in immediate danger, but anyone would feel fear seeing a wolf that close. Maybe it was just curious, or maybe something about the truck caught its attention. If you were in his place, would you stay calm and record, or would fear take over? Some sounds in the woods are easy to explain. Others make even experienced campers stop everything and run back to safety. Nick is from Alberta, Canada, and he loves camping out in the wilderness. On his YouTube channel, Nick C, he makes videos about traveling to different places and filming himself camping alone, sometimes for only a day and sometimes for much longer. His content is enjoyable because he tries to keep everything as real as possible, and that honesty is part of what makes his videos interesting. But in the video uploaded on January 15th, 2026, he came across something that clearly shook him.
Alright guys, welcome back to another adventure. I was hiking recently, and I'm not gonna lie, I felt slightly disoriented. And it got me thinking, what's kind of like the minimum amount of gear that I would need in order to, survive the night out in the mountains in the winter.
Nick went into the mountains to test the minimum amount of gear he would need to survive a winter night outside. He set up camp. and at first everything seemed normal. Nothing felt especially strange or out of place. Then, while he stopped recording to move his camera, he heard something that immediately made him uneasy. He did not even turn the camera back on right away. Instead, he got up and went back to his car because the sound had disturbed him so much. Once he was there, he paused and listened again. While waiting, he started recording once more. For more than 10 minutes, nothing happened. Then the sound came again, and that was enough for him to leave.
Okay, yeah, so we've had a bit of a change of plans here. Little bits happened since the last clip. I'm currently driving as far as possible from that camping spot. I'm gonna pull over and I'll let you guys know what happened. I'm out of here. I am out of here. What the heck is that? I'm like, I'm done. I am done. I grabbed my stuff and I literally sprinted to the car. You know, I've never actually felt that before. I literally felt every hair on the back of my neck just, oh.
It may have been a mountain lion or bobcat, since both can sound almost like a woman screaming. But because the sound was deeper, it could also have been a deer or elk. In a quiet forest at night, even a normal animal call can feel terrifying when you cannot see where it is coming from. It was probably an animal, not Bigfoot or a skinwalker. But even an experienced camper like Nick was shaken by it, so the sound must have felt seriously wrong in the moment. If you heard that scream alone in the mountains, would you stay or leave? Brian Waters has built his YouTube channel, Brian Waters Outdoors, around camping and outdoor life. His videos often show him truck camping in his F-250, which he has equipped with solid camping gear. Like many people who spend a lot of time in the wilderness, Brian has run into a few strange and uncomfortable situations while outdoors. In the video uploaded on January 24th, 2026, he was able to capture one of them on camera.
I scoped this site out last year on a camping trip, and I kind of forgot about it until this week. We're kind of back in a little cove. I think I saw one person pulling in here, and I think I'll know why. I'll explain that here in just a second. We've got this kind of like creek that does feed up into a lake up there, but you can't see the lake. But I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to get some animals tonight because there's a ton of tracks.
He set up his camp and got out of the truck to cook. Using the small kitchen setup built on his tailgate, he prepared his meal and everything went smoothly. After eating as the sun began to set, he gathered wood so he could make a fire and sit beside it. At first, the campsite felt calm. He seemed relaxed, the meal had gone well, and there were not many people around. But then the mood changed.
Well guys, I don't know what it is about this little spot, but I've had a really good time on this episode. It's been super relaxing. Really, there's no one around me. There's a tent camper 100 yards away. It's been a good vibe all around, and definitely good drinks.
Brian noticed someone not too far away, and the person's behavior immediately felt strange. It looked like a possible warning sign, especially because Brian was camping in a quiet area with very few people nearby.
Because I'm sitting here trying to enjoy my fire, and out of nowhere, there's this, I'm gonna go ahead and call him a nutbag, probably 100 yards away from me, dancing around. Just feels kind of weird. Luckily, you know, I don't go anywhere without protection. I don't know where he came from. I don't know if he's staying in that tent that's, you know, probably about 100 yards away. But there's definitely something wrong with that dude. You can see that he's having a good time inside his little mind. I don't know what's going on with this dude. So yeah, I'm probably not going to sleep quite as well as I thought that I was going to tonight, knowing that that's around me. It actually looks like he's walking over this way now. It's way darker than what this video is looking like. I can't see him with my bare eyes, so I'm having to use my phone to kind of watch him.
Even so, he decided to stay and spend the night there. He mentioned that he had protection with him, which may have been one reason he felt comfortable enough to remain at the campsite. Still, staying near someone who seems unpredictable is usually not a good idea when you are alone outdoors. In a remote place, you have fewer people around to help, and leaving early is often safer than waiting to see if things get worse. It was not clear what kind of music the person was listening to, but he seemed to be enjoying himself in a strange way. It is also possible he was under the influence of something which would make the situation feel even harder to predict. Brian eventually got back inside his truck, closed the curtains, and slept through the night without anything happening. Thankfully, nothing went wrong. But if you ever see someone acting strangely near your camp, it is usually better to leave than take the risk. Maybe the person was harmless, or maybe Brian was lucky. If you were in that spot, would you stay for the night or drive away? Kevin is someone who loves nature so much that he created a YouTube channel called Small Plots. On the channel, he posts videos of himself camping in different forests and locations. Sometimes he even does stealth camping in places he is not supposed to enter, and viewers seem to really enjoy his content. But when you do this, often strange things can happen. You might run into wild animals, random people, or something you cannot easily identify. In the video uploaded on October 26, 2022, that is exactly what happened when Kevin went overnight camping in a forest with his friend Sean.
I'm here with my buddy Sean. Hello. If you've been on the channel before, you know Sean. He comes on many an adventure. And of course, Sean's dog Luna. Look at Luna, that cute little gal right there. She's ready for an adventure, aren't you, Luna?
They found a nice place to camp and began setting everything up for the night. After a while, they started a fire so they could make something to eat.
Here we go. You got yourself a fire.
You gotta wait till it burns a little longer before you say the line.
What do you mean? This is guaranteed success. I just knew already, bro.
I know. I feel it too, man.
You feel it?
I feel it. I feel like this fire is gonna be lit. It's gonna be a fire.
Oh yeah, dude.
While they were preparing food, they suddenly heard a strange sound coming from deep in the woods. What made it more unsettling was that they could not figure out what it was, even though they had plenty of experience outdoors.
What was that?
It was very strange.
I know we've been joking around, but what was that?
It sounded like a person at first, but then the hooting of it sounded like a crazy bird. I don't know.
I've never heard that in the woods. It was like, ooh. It sounded like a monkey or something.
I thought it was like a woman hooting. And then a whoo, whoo, whoo. Like a...
Should we respond? Woo! What was that? I've never heard that in the woods. Ever.
Yeah.
That sounded like a monkey. And it wasn't far. That was close. What was that? I just want to keep rolling in case it happens again. That was spine tingling.
Yeah, I don't even know what
that
to
was.
think
That
about
was
what that
chilling. I've never heard an animal around here make that sound. That had to have been a person.
After many camping trips in the forest, they had never heard anything quite like it. The sound felt unfamiliar, and they could not tell if something was nearby, if someone was watching them, or if there was actually a reason to be afraid.
Okay. Yeah, I have a chill down my spine. I don't know what is happening.
I keep hearing things.
Yeah.
Not that same thing, but...
Yeah, anytime we like kind of lose focus on what's around us and get into a conversation, we start hearing things like walking towards us again for us to keep talking. I don't see any eyes. I'm very uneasy right now.
And we've camped deeper in this forest.
Yeah, this isn't that deep. I mean, we're in a deep forest, but we're...
Later, while checking the area, they found trash left behind in the woods. That made it clear someone had been there before, and it made them wonder if whatever made the sound could still be somewhere nearby.
I walked much farther that way. I didn't see anything, but I had to film because I came back. And there's just a bunch of like garbage right here. Yeah, I walked pretty far that way maybe 100 yards further that way. I heard nothing, or I saw nothing. I don't know what's going on. I'm freaked out. I didn't see anything. Walking back to the site now. That was weird.
Since there was no fire nearby and the dog did not seem stressed, it was probably just an animal making an unusual noise. But deep in the forest at night, even a normal sound can feel much scarier when you cannot see where it came from. Fortunately, nothing happened to them. But that first sound clearly changed the mood of the trip and made them react to every little noise around them. If something feels wrong while you are camping, sometimes the smartest choice is simply to leave. It removes you from any possible danger, and it also saves the trip from turning into hours of stress. After all, camping is supposed to help you clear your mind and enjoy nature, not sit there wondering what is hiding in the dark. Have you ever wondered what you would do if an alligator came at your kayak? For Tommy, that happened while he was bass fishing in Castleberry, Florida. He was paddling around and casting his line when something suddenly rushed out of the water without warning. It was an alligator, and for a moment, it looked like the kayak had caught its attention.
Fuck you, you fucking cocksucker! Fuck!
Luckily, the alligator backed off almost immediately, probably startled by Tommy's reaction. Alligators can move quietly because most of their body stays hidden under the water, which makes encounters like this feel even more shocking. Maybe it was curious, or maybe it reacted to movement near the kayak. Either way, Tommy was lucky it ended quickly. If you were alone out there, would you freeze paddle away or shout like he did? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.